we're not making the claim. The country, the good people are making the claim.
Yeah.
I mean, even Valve would say it's wrong.
Are you saying I played on a different ID?
No.
Here's the real question. Why is your mic working right now? Shouldn't you be muted?
It's true.
The report system is not working.
Yeah. Normally you're muted after something like this.
Because that's a less severe crime, and then it's a gateway crime.
I think you No, you need to be muted, but also maybe get some low prio a little bit.
I think it's hard enough to find people who are willing to do the thing that you're angry about, and now you finally get one, and you're putting them off it for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, why did you do this?
I don't know why he did it.
I assume it's much more severe than how I type GG easy mid every game.
Well, you also specifically targeted one person. After what I can only assume is your fault.
Look, my supports.
You like to blame us?
My supports are the problem. That's obvious.
Yeah, that is obvious by what you did.
I knew you'd say that.
Yeah,
Is it not? I mean, you just gotta let the steam off when they do something so stupid.
But
did I ask them to pick a support that helps me, and then I flame them afterwards, and they played it badly?
But this is a two-factor crime.
It is a two-factor
Just because
crime.
you flame them, that's one crime. We're in the highest level of court here. This is the Supreme Court. It got worse, and you just don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
You're blocking this out of your memory. There's a psychological block.
I think so too. I mean, I think just... You know what? If it was just flaming the supports, if it was just being
crying
upset
right
at them, you would
could mute.
Just mute them.
Yeah, you could mute.
Just muting them would be the solution. We wouldn't be here in this case.
Indeed. Yeah.
But we are here.
Did I all chat flame my toxic teammate rather than just muting them?
No, it's not just a vocal crime. Your actions
That's
speak
half-
louder
I
than
agree.
That's
words.
half of the crime, and
Look,
then...
if someone's a toxic piece of shit, it's slightly ethical to grief them.
But efficiency...
It was you that was a toxic piece of shit.
And don't you care about efficiency?
Was I the second person or the first?
You were definitely not very...
You're the only one.
the
Everybody
only
else
one.
in the game was having a good time.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Why are we explaining this to you as somebody who's a guilty party? You already admitted that you did it.
Yeah.
You flamed the guy. You all chat. You said, my CM's a piece of garbage.
Yeah,
And then it
what
got
did you do?
worse.
It got worse.
It got worse. You went for the road of lesser efficiency. That just disappoints me the most, to be honest.
And you left them all alone.
Yeah.
All alone.
Abandoned.
Did I flame my CM and then go to jungle afterwards?
Finally,
Yes, you
admitted
did.
it.
He admits
Yes, he
it.
did. He admits it, ladies and
admits it.
gentlemen. Oh,
Not guilty.
Guilty.
Not guilty.
guilty.
Good job.
By the way, when we bang this, all mysterious white powder
Yeah,
falls out of
I
it.
almost made that comment too.
I don't know. I think
That's
it's
cocaine, and that's mine.
Yo, that was a good
that's the
$100.
cocaina.
Yeah, you're gonna need to give me that.
Okay, there's your cocaina.
Don't breathe it in, bro. Can't be good for you.
You're snorting
Ted,
mannequin
do you
dust.
understand the game?
Yeah. Well,
Yes, I do.
How's it going?
I shall attempt it.
Put this away.
Oh, sorry.
My bad.
Look
And once I'm
away,
playing your support in a bit,
sir.
to jungle.
Look away.
Well done. That was a good job.
Was
That
it?
was good.
Yeah, you did a good job.
I was very in the dark until you said leave them. I was like,
It's hard.
It is
It's
meant
really-
to be
really hard.
difficult.
Everybody in Twitch chat that sees it and we see it, it's easy for us. It's hard to be the guy up there.
part of the problem is like sometimes someone says something, I'm like, oh, that's good, and I start thinking about it, and then someone instantly starts talking again, and you have like no time to process information.
Okay.
You got to think on your feet.
Oh, we can
am
give
not always
breaks.
good at that.
We can give breaks.
Can we get a zoom in on the alleged crime, please?
What do you mean alleged?
You're one of the lawyers, dude. You don't say alleged.
Yes, you do. You still have to say
Yes,
alleged.
you're not allowed to say they're guilty.
I'm saying they're guilty. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got it for this one.
Okay,
This is
ladies and gentlemen, court's in session. Period flags on the stand.
Now, Pyrian.
do
I
you plead?
maintain my innocence. This may be the highest court in the land, but only God can judge me. And he said, I'm innocent.
It is Gaben who sent you here, the god of gods, because this is a cold case. This is a case that has been cold since patch... Which patch was it? Since a patch that we can't remember, but it was within the last few years, I think.
In fact, God used to regularly smite you down.
Yeah. They would.
Some would say that you had a quarrel with him.
A quarrel with God.
Which seems interesting that now you think he's going to defend you. He hates your
Now
fucking
he's
guts.
on your side.
I reckon I already know what this is. I reckon this is I played sniper in the sniper troll hee-hee-hoo-hoo patch.
No,
That's
that
wrong.
would be.
I was very
also
scared, though.
And
very
once
confusing.
again, we have a guilty party who is unwilling to admit what they've done.
Oh no.
Why don't you
can't
say a
even
few
remember.
words for us about how you feel committing such heinous acts?
Yes.
How bad was it? Did it affect everyone in the game or was it just my team?
The whole game, you were
The whole
affecting
game?
everyone. They were waiting
I
for
would
one
actually
moment.
say it was more than just the people in the game.
Okay, I have got it.
Everybody.
I bet it was when Venge dying to neutral creeps crashed the server.
You are going so specific.
Dude, he's going way too specific.
Are you gonna commit to
not have
all
enough
your
Sir,
crimes?
No, these are just things I have been accused of, but of which I am innocent.
This guy's
But they
really
are on top of
guilty.
his head.
You're like a career criminal.
Would you say that you like to build up to one large climax and then disappoint everyone else?
I wouldn't say disappoint, but you're close.
Okay. Oh, I don't know how to follow that one up.
Well, in this case, I do believe he was trying to build up to one climax, and sometimes that's okay. Sometimes that's okay, but you gotta be,
How did you even
Ready for
afford
it.
all of that mana? Are you a thirsty man?
Oh, okay. Was this? I bought Refresher.
You really.
God, I wish you bought
And here's the
anything
thing.
good.
And here's the thing. You really, really took your time.
You did.
With this, laying it all out
Okay.
in one specific,
Way.
succulent way.
was that time investment really worth it if you're not gonna see it through?
You're just gonna.
Did I
Buzzkill.
never finish building an item that I'd started building?
Are you acting out because of what happened to your hero? Is that what it is?
No.
Yes. I mean, no.
That's
I
where
deny everything.
That's where the Venge stuff came from. That's where
Yeah.
This is what started your career criminality, isn't it? When this change finally came in, everybody was asking for it. Everybody was talking about it. But you were the one man.
Oh no.
The one man that didn't want this change to happen.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe the second man.
Because you had a sick perversion. It gave you joy.
Oh, I see.
You're a sick freak.
I am not a sick freak. What I did was well within the rules, and my friends as well that were doing it too. They may be techies players. We may mine up the entire map and avoid fighting, but by God, that's our job. And of that, I am guilty. Yes?
If only it was that
If
simple.
only it was that.
And yes,
simple.
I will agree that is sickening. You are a freak of nature, a true sociopath, worse than the likes of Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker.
Oh.
Brutal
Look,
man.
if you just picked the hero and placed the mines, we'd be making fun of you behind
Yeah.
your back, but you wouldn't be here in jail.
I agree.
What you did was far worse.
Oh my God.
It was all gonna climax. And what, you're eating a bag of chips? What were you doing? What's your excuse?
What is
your
your
team was
excuse?
waiting.
Not just your team.
You had an opportunity of a lifetime.
It's very confusing.
no idea.
We get a zoom in, and once again, don't look, Ted.
Okay.
We zoom in on below Ted's podium again, please.
You say you like laying down the techies' minds. I don't understand. Is it the laying down part that's the only thing you like? Because there was no climax. You had the chance.
Yeah.
Is it that I didn't blow them up when the entire enemy team was standing on top of a bunch of techies' mines?
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's
yeah, you just admitted your crime, but it's even. Look, we can condemn you here right now, Perium Flax.
Okay.
Because we have proof.
Oh no, not this clip. Don't worry, I don't play the old hide-in base techies. We're an active gamer here.
This is gonna be fun!
I'm under attack!
I
Ladies and
forgot.
gentlemen,
I forgot
guilty
Munt. I
as
forgot Munt was
charged.
working here. Yes, yes, I did do that. I did have to pop away. It sometimes happens, and it may have been at a crucial moment of the game. It happens. I have a life.
I
Damn
can't
it!
believe you actually did this and couldn't guess.
Look, if you were saying it was something I'd actually done, the list is far too long.
Yeah, they got
you
us too.
started.
We didn't know.
The list is far too long.
And I jumped in front of it too. I was like, oh, I'll go first, totally. And they're like, oh shit, we got to.
I got like, which one is the one that he did? And I guessed correctly. Very
Oh,
good.
Yes, no, I admit my guilt. I accept whatever punishment is coming my way, and I apologize.
Yeah, the evidence is clear. I would
It's right
say.
there.
It's
You know what?
right there.
The funniest thing about that is that we saw a lot of Shane clips. So he was in that game
Yep.
playing with you, and he's like, I have a grudge. I need to
I
flame
remember
him.
this as if it was yesterday, and obviously it was previous techies, so it's,
Yeah.
it's
This
extra
was
fun.
Shane was in that stack and Munt and I think I can't remember who else. But yes, it was a dark day, but there'll be many more of those. Plenty of those.
Why?
Because
Why
there's
did
like
you
a
just
million
go-
clips of me
Why
fucking
did you
up.
just commit to more crimes?
I can't help it. I'm just terrible.
It's okay. We'll come up with the suitable punishment.
Okay. Do I sit down?
Yeah, you can sit
Okay.
Yeah,
down
you're done.
in a little bit. We are,
In
of
jail.
course, nearing the start time of our upcoming match. Shopify Rebellion versus TSM. Very important match for Shopify. Not so much for TSM, they're already out. But if Shopify wins, they still have a chance of making it to the upper bracket of the playoffs. So find out, though, if they can keep their dreams of that alive as we head into a break. We'll be back. Pudgy Pandas, and welcome back to Dreamleague Season 19. Of course, you never left, but in case you did, we are ready for our second series of the day. I know, very soon anyway. We're going to have a series between Shopify Rebellion and TSM. I know TSM is already out, but still very important series for Shopify, and I believe there's some money on the line for TSM as well. Now, we did have a little bit of a switch up because did Jenkins just abandon Purge, or what's up?
I think he sweat all the way through all of his clothes. He needed to go back to the hotel to change them.
That makes a lot of sense.
It wasn't his idea to go. It was ours. It was
Yeah.
like, Jenkins, you got to go. You got to wash. And he said, okay. And he went.
Okay. Well, we do have the best smelling person in the building to replace him, so I'm very happy with this. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, please welcome on. It's none other than Effie!
Kevin.
Sorry.
Seaver, you also smell impeccable, by
Aw,
the way.
thank you. Well,
I
I did just-
appreciated that.
I just run back and forth, so maybe not so much now. But I appreciate it. How are you doing, Effie?
I'm good. I'm actually feeling really good. Excited to watch some Dota. Wait, is that a duck?
Sorry. Yes, we'll
No, keep it. It's awesome.
pop him down there,
No,
sir.
put it back there. It's awesome.
Okay, madam.
Okay.
You can have something else that the dragon is holding if you wish, but I don't know what it would be.
What about the shark?
It's too big.
Too big.
It's a little big, yeah.
I would like just a bowl
That's a
of
whale
freaks.
sound. Guess me every time.
Wait, where did we get the dragon?
Well, same place we got the shot.
Jenkins found it in this dark area next to the stage.
Yeah.
Just digging around like a raccoon,
Seriously?
and he found it and he
Yep.
carried it on.
Yep. It was his gift to the set.
Brought many things to the broadcast, and his love of finding random things
Yeah.
is one of them. Yeah.
One of them indeed.
Makes sense.
Makes sense indeed. We can start this off by looking at the standings, I think, because it is a very important series. We do know that now that Tundra won from Beast Coast, they are guaranteed in the top 4. So we know who is not going to the playoffs and who is. We have EG, OG, Beast Coast and TSM all eliminated. And yes, I know both EG and OG still have a series today, but it doesn't matter for them anymore. It does matter for Gaming Gladiators and Team Liquid. But Shopify, they need to win from TSM if they want to be playing, or rather having a chance to play in the upper bracket, because we play out tiebreakers if they're tied between 4th and 5th, which, as I just said, no longer possible. We also play them out if they're between 2nd and 3rd, because that is the line of who goes to upper bracket and who goes to lower bracket in the playoffs, which is very important. May I remind you all, there is like $1 million prize pool for this Dream League. I know you might have just completely missed that fact because Dream League has always been just focused around the fun, but now it's also focused around just a lot of money, and there's 300,000 for the winning team, Effie. 300K.
That's a lot of money. There's also a qualification.
There is a
Riyadh Master.
qualification. And everybody gets a little bit of money, but the differences are insane, so you really want to start in that upper bracket.
You also just want to say to yourself that you are the best team of the new patch.
Yeah.
Even if it's only a few days, you can claim that title for a short while.
The way we credit Tundra on finding new things in patches and thinking that they're going to be really good at new patches, whoever wins Dream League Season 19 will forever go down as the team known for being able to figure out patches fast, Purge. That is quite the title.
Yeah, it's going to be just a couple days of gameplay. I do think Tundra has a bit of an advantage. They have an atypical mid-player with 9, and that is one of those things where he might find something that's broken him. He's the guy that plays a lot of support in the mid role with itemizations that make it work. So I could definitely see them finding some overbuff support and being like, that's my new mid hero, and pulling it out to get those cheese wins. Much like we saw earlier today, the Bounty Hunter versus the Ember was amazing.
It was.
And there's a very good chance we see something similar.
I think
You think?
that the teams that have to play this weekend are at a very slight disadvantage thinking about Berlin Major coming up.
You think so?
Because they're going to be having to play games like live
Yeah, officials, yeah.
against a really good team. You're not going to be able to be there fiending pubs trying to find out
No.
what's broken in quite the same way. Because someone will come up with something crazy that works. You want to be there at the dawn of those mad ideas. Here, you just have to think, well, we're going to have to pick a pretty straightforward lineup here, guys, because we don't really know. Play it safe. I think they're going to miss out on some crucial 48 hours of crunch time, understand the new patch.
What about for Chinese teams that largely didn't play in this tournament but will be at the major?
And have to
They-
fly.
Exactly.
And they got to watch all these teams
Exactly.
play very similar strats, refined. I feel like you can get deep into their brains watching all these games, go to the major, bring that info.
Exactly.
However, apart from Aster everybody has to fly in. That's a good 13 hours gone that you can't play or watch neither of them.
Unless they're already there, which I don't know. Probably not.
We don't know.
You might be wrong.
I mean, there's a lot. So we got Shopify Rebellion and TSM. These two teams know each other very, very, very well. And before we talk about what could possibly be happening in this series, it would be fun to hear from some of the players from Shopify about facing TSM.
I think I'm gonna have to study the Gaming Gladiators replays versus TSM. It was 10 minutes, so it won't be too long. But maybe they're doing something that we're not, because we keep losing to TSM, and Quinn is just destroying them every time. So maybe I'll message up Quinn, see what's up, see what he says. Hopefully, he can give us some good tips on how to destroy them.
Yes, very confident. I have never been more confident against a team than TSM. It doesn't even matter. I can destroy them with anything.
Can destroy them at anything. Well, I do think that Fly remembers the DPC tour maybe a little bit more vividly because Purge, I don't believe they did very well against TSM historically.
They just keep losing, even though when they go to big tournaments, Shopify Rebellion consistently does better. Here's another example this tournament. But this is kind of poetic in some ways that they always beat them. TSM's definitely eliminated now from the tournament after this day, and now they can take something away from Shopify Rebellion, another little we're still better than you type thing that they can do today. So it's got to be scary because they have nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah.
I think there's a really good chance that they beat Shopify Rebellion. This could be a big upset that changes the standings of the tournament.
I'm
sorry.
not too sure.
Go
I
ahead.
mean, I feel like... Okay, so... In the first regional DPC, Tour 1, I remember that this was when Lena was really busted, right? And Crit said in an interview that they don't value the hero very highly, and they didn't get to see the interregional play, the international play, where they saw how truly broken it was. So when it came down time for their TSM series, they let Lena through twice. And when it was in the hands of a very strong team and a very strong carry player such as Tomato, they just got 2-0'd by the most broken hero in the patch. And then in Tour 2, they played them at the very start of the DPC, right after the Lima Major was over. And maybe they just didn't have time to prepare for that series or study them. Because usually, if you want to play the strongest teams in a tour towards the end, it happens towards the end and you get to study them, watch their replays a little bit. So
I think what happened in that last tour was they actually picked Lena twice in both games. That was right after the major, right after Lena got nerfed. So they're like, Lena's probably still good. And they lost both games is what happened. So it's maybe on the back of that, but largely I agree.
But yeah, so they played the nerfed hero. They didn't adjust to the new patch yet. But I feel like at this stage today, where they have a good understanding of the patch, the results of the past two series versus TSM aren't really that much of a factor going into today. So I actually think Shopify should take this.
Anything to add to that, Pyrian? I mean, we have TSM that's...
I would
already
just
out.
say we often talk about whether the absence of anything to play for, if you like, or a little bit, but not like, oh, this is elimination, whatever, is mentally liberating for teams. And they can just say, hey, we've got this stupid strat we want to try out. Let's do it in this game. Because it doesn't matter if we lose, we'll give it a go.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can surprise teams like that. They play a lot more relaxed, a lot more laughing. I mean, we saw that from Beast Coast. They were just laughing and joking. Even though they were losing, I think they could only laugh. So I think sometimes the lack of pressure, teams can just say, let's just go nuts, let's have fun.
And it's the end of the patch. They don't need to save anything for
Nothing
the
to
Berlin
save.
Major. Nothing to save.
Yeah.
Is it going to be an even series then, according to you? Or is TSM
No.
going to take? No.
No, I still think Shopify Rebellion are probably a better team. We'll win, but you never know.
You never
know.
We do like it when we don't know. What we do know is that the Panda is here.
Oh,
Brewmaster is here to tell us that the game is very close by, and that means it is drafting time soon, and that means we're going to a break before that draft, so we will see you in a couple of minutes.
I'm a creature with no skeleton inside your hands. Got no home address, I come and go as you command. And it's fine with me, and it's fine. I'm a bandit that you use to keep from bleeding out. I'm the lover you don't love, but love to keep around. it, you wear it.
Wear your passion. Share your passion. Wherever, whenever. Gaming is a lifestyle. Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
And the hunt begins.
You might have almost forgotten that this was a Dota 2 tournament, but we're here to remind you, and we got a game for you as well. Shopify, TSM, one best of 3. TSM already out. Shopify still having a chance for that upper bracket playoff bracket. We'll find out if they can do it, because it's kind of like their nemesis, TSM is. And the TSM has had their number several times. We'll see if it's the same thing this time, or if Fly's been given tips from Quinn, like he said he would ask for, because Gaming Gladiators did beat TSM in the 8th fastest game ever in
Wow.
Dota 2. That was 12 minutes something. Madness. And yeah, we're in the draft. Shopify is Radiant. You got TSM being Dire. First pick going away of Shopify. Nothing really too spectacular happening in the bans. Maybe a Rubik ban is quite unusual, Effie.
I wouldn't say so. TSM play an excellent Rubik. Ari is so impressive on that performance, and this has been consistently banned against him by teams. So I feel that for the most part, not giving it away to him is the best approach that you can take versus this team right now, because it's his highest impact hero.
I also think Rubik is one of the most contested heroes actually in the tournament. I think he's like either banned or picked. It was a hell of a lot of times.
It's also a great hero versus Saberlight's hero pool also, so it makes sense.
Cool. So what are we looking out for here in the draft? We have we're at the literally tail end, the tail end of a patch. So a lot is already figured out. We did of course see a Bounty Hunter show up earlier today. But what kind of style do we want to see the teams play?
It's going to be pretty cut and dry, right? Shopify got their Undying for Fly, which enables R2's to use hero pool, and they're probably just going to go for their Mikey hero, the Bat Rider, the Invoker potentially that they take in the first phase.
Okay, they opt for the Pango. They've picked a lot of Beastmaster in the first phase in their last couple drafts, so slightly different here, but really valuing the hero's impact on side lanes.
It's a very contested hero, right? It just looked good in the hands of almost every mid player, and TSM got completely dismantled by Quinn's Tango the other day.
Instant counter.
I think one of the questions I've seen asked was, when are people going to stop giving Quinn Pango? And apparently not today, right? So
And there's no Quinn in this game.
No Quinn in the game.
But
I'm going insane.
But
I apologize.
Bryle also plays an excellent Pango, so and I know it's kind of confusing, right? All the NA players,
Right.
mid
I'm
players play
sorry, I
Pango. No,
forget.
it's okay. But they go for the Mikey hero and the Puck. Puck is one of the better heroes to play against Pango, just because you can instantly counter him with the Coil. Coil +1 support TP in is an easy way to kill him mid, and it's a good hero to disrupt the disruptor in the back lines.
Yeah, I mean, Pango's inherently a hero that does have solo kill potential, but he doesn't scale the most incredible if he doesn't keep getting kills. So if you can kill him a couple times with Puck Dream Coils, that can really limit his momentum a bit here. Especially once you get enough defensive items on the support that he's not getting solo kills here and there. It can be a big way to deal with it. Bloodseeker gets banned second phase. That's one matchup that teams seem scared to pick the Bloodseeker in the first phase against the Pango for whatever reason, but Puck seems like a nice little spin in a good way to potentially deal with it.
I wonder if Shopify are going to consider Kasane's hero pool to be banned out in this phase at all. It looks like they just want to ban out some carries, actually. So this could indicate that they're going for their carry in this phase. They might want to pick up something like a Draw Ranger, maybe to pair with the Undying or something along that line.
That sounds pretty good. It'd give them really good teamfight potential. Another decent matchup against the Pango.
And that's the Kasane Lycan taken out. I feel like this is the one Zoo hero you cannot ignore versus Kasane.
Yeah, he had really good success with it. It feels like he's Lycan's a hero that goes a little bit under my radar sometimes in team fights because you like forget that he has that second skill, but good application of it really does make a big difference. What's it called? Howl? Whoa. The wolf.
Yeah,
Howl?
Howl.
Lycan's second skill that everybody just doesn't realize kind of happens. It's like easy
Powell.
to forget.
Oh, I thought you said Powell. I was like,
I thought you said
Kevin.
Powell.
I was
No,
like,
I heard Howl.
I was,
I'm like, is it not Howl? Howl? Because nobody said anything. Maybe something.
I was also like, yes,
Powell.
indeed, the Powell. I am.
Love that skill.
Like in Powell.
Yeah, Mira doesn't read. She's clarified that a different
Yeah.
day.
What
She
is
just-
what are words?
She just feels the Dota skill.
Do you not ever do that though? When you're
Oh, yeah, for
playing,
sure.
you just get a sense of how strong a spell is without having to read the exact.
Yeah,
letters?
it's like Jenkins was talking about playing Shadow Fiend earlier today, and I was like, I don't really play Shadow Fiend, but I totally know how it's like. But you don't really know until you play it, you know? You have to experience it yourself, but you can still get a feel for it.
Yeah.
Just being in the game, yeah. Shadow Fiend also has a great ability. It's called Baze. It's got 3 bazes. No?
Shadow Fiend?
Gyrath.
Okay.
You were wondering
Raise.
about this hero.
That's not very funny.
Very funny, Purge.
Famous kid.
Jeez.
Paid to laugh for a living. Fake
Relax,
laughing. That was pretty
Jeeves.
good.
I figured I'd try my fake laugh. I was impressed with this.
Felt like
That was
such a
good.
big flame. Good one, Kev. Jeez.
Sorry. It's all good. Skywrath Mage coming out, everybody.
It's a much better counter to Puck than Lion right now. It's picked by some teams. Silence and burst damage.
I would say so, but it's not exactly enabled right now. Like there is the Pango role that you can play into as a Sky, but you definitely need that setup coming from something more stable.
What
on your
about
team
Mars?
So that you can have that burst amount of damage.
No one picks Mars.
Right, but we were talking the other day, and the theory crafting from Jenkins was if you paired the Mars with something like a Skyrath, you would get those early kills. They tried it with a Lion, Matthew's Lion. I think it didn't really work out because it's Lion and Mars, and they just kind of lost
Yeah.
the game. But you could pair something with this Skyrath, something that you want to get early kills but can't, and then you pick it with the Skyrath, and suddenly you can.
You know who I haven't seen, and we're not
instead.
going to see this game either, but I'm very curious why. I don't think we've seen a single Legion Commander game.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I think Legion Commander can still be good. Like in the situation, for example, that you are playing versus anti-mage on the offlane, and there's also something like a mid-hero like Bat Rider that you can get a dispel off of. When you have inherent value in the lane and versus something else in the game, I feel like LC can still be okay, but for the most part, there are a lot better offlaners in Dota right now.
So I think TSM kind of put them in a bad spot picking the Sky because it's a little bit redundant with what Disruptor provides in terms of like silence and utility. So the silence would be really good against Puck, but I feel like once Shopify gets solutions to silence, either BKB or Force Staffs or whatever else, if it feels like it's going to leave them in a bit of a bad spot. The DK does help though because it's going to give them some stun setup to combo with the Sky. But once we look at the Earth Spirit on the other side, Crit Earth Spirit, very talented player at that hero. Silence and Dive against both Sky and Disruptor seem to be weaknesses that they will share.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily agree on Disruptor and Sky being redundant. I look at these heroes as two different things. For me, Disruptor is more of a like setup type catch hero that you will always find value out of when you are snowballing, and Sky is a burst damage type of hero. I don't consider Disruptor a bursty hero. So pairing something like a Sky with a DK feels different than pairing a DK with a Disruptor. I feel like you can always get value out of the Skyrath Mage so long as you're doing it in the early game before you can get countered, and it can give you a really big lead. And I think that TSM looked the best yesterday versus Liquid when they actually had the Sky. It felt like they played against them really comfortably. I mean, obviously until they lost, but I do like what this hero provides in terms of damage.
The silence is really nice against Puck as well. Like really, really nice.
But yeah, on the other hand, what you mentioned about the crit Earth Spirit, I love Earth Spirit versus these backline heroes. Like he is so disruptive, especially when he gets to the point in the late game where he has a BKB. He's just untouchable by these two heroes. But in the early game, these two heroes actually annoy him so much because Earth Spirit likes to roll in and get in the center of the fight and cast his spells, and he doesn't really like to do that versus silences unless he gets the jump. So for the most part, I do agree with you on the Earth Spirit thing though.
Going into the last phase of bans, looks like we're gonna have. We had the Death Prophet ban out. There's still quite a bit of flex potential, of course, possible on the side of TSM. Is there anything in particular we'd like to see? Do we want to see the Pango just go mid and the DK offlane? We want to see DK safe lane as we've seen sometimes.
I would like the DK to be paired with this guy. I think it's the best pairing that they have right now, and they can pressure probably most carries that can come out of Shopify.
It's a lot of damage, right? DK and Skyrath.
And like we mentioned earlier, you want to get the most value out of your Sky before it gets countered by items. So you want to make sure that it's on a very high kill threat type of lane.
They remove the Templar Assassin and the Shadow Fiend last. And instant Ursa Bear.
Okay, so another Prophet off lane, which is mostly where we've been seeing him so far in this tournament.
It pairs nicely with the Earth Spirit too, just right in terms of lane synergy. Like you get the roll into a kickback on a squishy support like a Disruptor, and the Nature's Prophet can completely like destroy him, right? There's a lot of kill threat coming out of Shopify's offlane right now.
So did they pick Ursa because they know if it's either DK or Pango, they're pretty happy, and if they force DK to safe lane, they pick a different offlaner, then it's DK carry and they feel like they won late or something?
I'm pretty sure that they know it's the DK offlane. If it's not a DK offlane and they put it on the safe lane, that's kind of a bad draft because you need it to enable your Skywrath Mage. And if you don't have that and you put it on the safe lane and you pick some weird offlaner, that's when it becomes very redundant.
You'd argue, I mean, lots of teams, maybe not a lot, but some teams do play DK carry. They go like Midas, he'll get Blink. Do you think it's not going to work compared to like a mid DK or an off-lane DK?
I don't like it here because, so they've addressed the puck on the side of Shopify by picking the instant stun in the DK, the instant silences of Skywrath and Disruptor. So you want this DK to get an early Blink Dagger just so they can exploit Puck's moments of weakness before he gets any kind of utility type items. And if they put the DK on the safe lane and he goes for a more farm intensive build, this hero that enables the other heroes on his team will definitely be a lot slower and they're going to hit their timing slower.
Okay.
So I don't personally want to see it as a carry at all, to be honest, but the option is still there.
How do you think TSM deals with Tombstone? Like they don't really have like a great answer to it at the moment.
Run away. Yeah, it's not going to be easy for them to fight. I worry for them when Shopify gets Ags on Prophet, and they're going to do some like Dream Coil, Prophet Ags, Tombstone zombies. At this point, there's like 85 zombies in each hero.
It's going to suck.
Yeah.
They could pick a Lifestealer potentially.
Okay.
Yeah, Wraith King works too. We've been seeing a lot of Wraith King, but I don't necessarily know if I'm Wraith King's biggest fan against lineups that aren't high cooldown. Like Shopify's lineup is very ready to go all the time, especially if it wins lanes, then you don't really get value out of Reincarnation.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think one upside is I feel like the harass from Treants is not going to be that bad because he's a hero that inherently has pretty good damage and lifesteal. So like when he fights the Treants, it's kind of like CK. You're like, this doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah.
It's like a little annoying, but you get the heal back. So that's my hunch.
And it gives TSM a way to play into the Nature's Prophet and Earth Spirit lane that we talked about, right? Like if they go on that Disruptor, the Wraith King can be ready to counter with the stun into Skeletons into a potential trade.
Helps a lot, yeah. Especially on a slower Nature's Prophet, you can definitely do some damage back.
Did you say skeletons or skellingtons?
Skeletons.
Is that your trademarked skeleton?
Skellington.
Are we allowed to say it? Or?
You can say skellingtons. I thought you
Jack
said
Skellington?
skellingtons, and I couldn't tell if it was skellingtons.
Skellington. Yeah, I like both drafts. I think they both have a lot to offer, but in terms of comfort and reliability, I'm leaning more towards Shopify.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like the Ursa is going to be pretty comfortable with the matchups no matter what. Obviously, they'll need a little save to protect him from some like stun into magic burst thing. But if RTZ has a really solid game and protects himself with Enrage and BKB, then I feel like he's going to be able to have a really solid game and just kind of eventually win for the team.
Well, we're going to find out who's going to take first game of this best of 3 as we are heading into a short musical intermezzo by the Patchy Pandas for the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, TSM versus Shopify Rebellion. Folks, we have seen in the past TSM, they've been able to cause a bit of an issue for Shopify Rebellion. Here today, though, overall performances coming into this game, it's been quite a different story. Shopify Rebellion looks to be on the next level, whilst TSM, they have struggled. How are things going to go here with this matchup, and what do you reckon from these lineups?
Should be able to get RTZ here for a first blood. I do like the approach that Shopify's have, especially because they're playing with that crit Earth Spirit. First blood is going to be nice. Yes, they're able to secure that onto Whitemon. Yeah, crit on his Earth Spirit's been phenomenal, right? And I think they had this like really good answer in order to deal with this Pango when they have done for this Very similar draft, having the Puck, having the Earth Spirit, multiple forms of silence, and the Nature's Prophet, if I'm not mistaken, they had. That global route that comes out with the Aghanims, it does tend to be an answer, but let's see. Let's see what's going to go down, because at the same time, looking at TSM's draft, it has a lot of potential for great aggression as well, too, and great ways to catch this Puck off guard. If the DK has a good start, which he should, if the Skywrath has a good game, they do have that instant silence, so yeah, let's see how it all goes down. Ooh, it looks like they are going to be doing a bit of lane dodging here on the side of Shopify. They want to put this Nature's Prophet bottom to dodge the aggressive lane, and they're going to put the Ursa and Undying up top. This is cool.
Do you react to this if you're TSM?
I don't think so.
No.
It's just like moving your carry to the offlane sometimes is just a risk, right?
Let's see if this move works out for Shopify. Still able to secure RTZ that safe area to farm. This time being on the top half of the map.
This is pretty cool also for Crit's potential, because now it's like him leaving the lane bottom is a little bit easier for Saberlight to have just free CS if the lane pushes in, and also the threat of kicking people under tower is definitely there. Mid, Bryle, he should do excellent in this matchup versus the Puck. We've seen this one time and time again, how these DKs are able to just withstand the Puck and just out-CS and really out-farm it, so that could be something that TSM can play around very well with the setup around for the Skywrath to get the ult. Looking forward to this one, though. Because we saw, honestly, yesterday, I don't know if you got to catch the game, because it was kind of late at night, the TSM match versus Liquid. They were the ones dominating in that secondary game.
Yeah, they nearly won it, right?
They were pretty much going to win. Tomato had a phenomenal game on his Naga Siren. And then, I mean, Liquid just started to get online and take some better fights. But it was a close game. It was a very good showing from them.
Yeah. I mean, do you think Tomato's on a good hero to carry this game, the Wraith King?
I like what Effie was talking about toward the end there. The one concern I have for him is the lack of tombstone hitters, and the way that Shopify's draft plays is very quick. So mostly we've seen Wraith King as an answer to like Doom, these long cooldown type of things. This is not one of those games where there's many long cooldowns on Shopify. So I do have some concerns for Tomato.
Sure.
And the lane is honestly a bit scary. Since he's playing versus the Undying, who's just lowering his strength down constantly, tough for them to really contest RTZ.
And one thing that'll be interesting to see as well from Shopify Rebellion is that pretty much in all the past games that we've had from them, when they have Crit and Saberlight on that top lane, when they're playing Radiant side, there has been a lot of freedom for Crit to sort of leave Saberlight on his own. Actually, hold that forward. Top lane, Tomato.
They're diving.
He's getting dove. He'll put the stick charges, but he's looking very dead here. Shopify Rebellion able to take Tomato out of that top lane. So yeah, the question regarding Saberlight and Crit is going to be, when you're playing the safe lane, holding the tower with this Prophet, is there going to be enough sort of space for Crit to leave you on your own? Or is there sort of a different dynamic because you're holding the safe lane tower rather than the off lane tower as the Prophet?
I mean, I think he can leave. It's just now it's not the situation where it's a Puck versus a Pango in the mid lane. If like now it's the DK, so it's tougher for him to really have to. It's tougher for him to move, and it's like it's not really necessary. If it was the Pango mid, I'd like to see him move a bunch, but it's a DK. The DK's gonna have a good lane. It's tough for him to gank him. Oh.
So try for a fly here. Top, they get the glimpse. So not going to be enough.
Look at bottom. Crit, he actually got the kick onto Ari. He's on the cliff.
Oh.
They went for the rune together, and he actually gets the kick up onto him there.
That's got his TP.
Sure
so,
does.
I'll actually head over to the mid lane.
Okay.
Throw a couple of spells out the way of Mikey.
Definitely be a bit annoying there for Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey's going to be left very low, actually, and it's completely out bottle charges.
Yeah, I mean, I think Crit actually absolutely can make the moves, though. I think especially when the 6 comes out from the coil, maybe that's enough to be able to take out the DK. He can also set up for tops with how well this top lane is going. I mean, look at this Wraith King. He's got 6 last hits, Owen. This setup here from Shopify, it's very smart to switch things around.
Yeah, they could keep looking to get aggressive. They're going to drop the tombstone down, in fact. They'll use the glimpse to try and hold back RTZ. If Whitemont focuses down the tombstone, we'll get it. Oh, actually, no, he won't. The deny was there, Flight. Able to make sure that no money will go the way of TSM.
All right, we'll get the water rune. Mikey, he's just going to have to go back to base. So Bryle, he's having the best lane out of everybody. But Saberlight, with the movements from Ari, since he got kicked on hill and TP'd mid, Saberlight's having absolute free farm in the bottom lane, too.
Yeah, I mean, is it just very difficult for Kasani and Ari to go on the Prophet?
Yeah, I mean, there's no stun, right? Even if they go on him, he just says bye-bye and TP's out. It's going to be a slow recovery for Tomato. See if they can get a kill onto Arteezy here. Do have the Glimpse mana with a Mango. Whitemon should be able to get it. Nicely done. Arteezy actually walks under like an entire creep wave there with the full skeletons. Does get brought down. A good kill.
Yeah, also give some space for Tomato to clean up a couple of waves. Help to start getting him back in on this game after this very slow start in that top lane. Whitemon actually able to find Fly as well.
Oh, he's getting a ton of kills here.
Okay. I mean,
And he's looking for the Glimpse.
Yeah, they know that Arteezy came in on the lane.
Can't get
Won't quite be able to find him in time, and now there's going to be TP backup coming in onto this top lane.
Can he find the angle onto Whitemon? This might catch TSM off guard.
Yeah, crit. He's in. Perfect lineup there. Lands the stun. And we'll be able to secure Arteezy a bit of blood.
Oh, and a killing spree that he gets there for Arteezy too. Fly with the death will fill up Mikey's bottle. There's a lot of kill threat on the mid lane in particular versus this puck. Bryle plus that rotation from Ahri. As soon as the DK does hit 6, they absolutely can go for these plays. Who's going to get the power rune? Lots of TPs coming in. Full on aggression. And it's going to be top.
The crit wants to go. Once again, gets it onto Whitemon. Jump forward from Mikey in with the Waning Rift as well. As Whitemon will fall. Bryle's able to turn with the Dragon Tail onto Mikey. The Fair Fire's there. Mikey stepping back. Doesn't matter. Bryle able to get the last hit in to take him out. They'll bring down Mikey in return. Maybe see if they can get more. They get the silence onto Crit, but starting to run a little low on the mana, Ahri.
Ooh, gets the courier too. Nice. They were very quick to kill that tombstone. It was like instantly all 3 heroes turned and hit it. Gets brought down immediately. Early aggression, 3 to 4. TSM with some nice moves around that mid lane. And Bryle, he's set up for success.
Yeah, this DK is going to be massive. It's going to hit really good first time timing, going straight for the Blink Dagger.
I like it.
900 gold towards it.
Yeah. Really like it to be paired up with the Sky. Then you give Ahri an absolute beautiful purpose in this game to shut down the puck. And they're going to go again.
They are. Dragon Tail into the Ancient Steel.
They got him.
It's enough.
Back-to-back kills. And they have a huge wave on mid lane too. Shopify, they've got to try to maybe rotate something toward the mid lane or they're going to get tons of damage here.
Whitemon, can you get the glimpse? No, not quite. Crit. Oh, and might still get the chance. The Crit wasn't able to roll off the high ground. As Tomato's in with the Ray Fire Blast, Thunderstrike down onto Crit. It's going to be another kill here for TSM.
Great moves. And they're still keeping that catapult alive. But yet Bryle's just tanking the tower here.
And just keeping this combo mid. I mean, as you say, very likely we're going to see a lot of action from these two in tandem. Bryle and Ahri. Huge amounts of potential here from the DK Sky combo this game.
Yeah, I love when I see the Skywrath versus the Puck when you're able to just max out your silence, when you have someone to play around. And yeah, like you said, I want to see these two paired together the majority of the game because they have tons of kill threat. And Kasani, at this point, he has Vanguard bottom. So Saberlight, yeah, he's free farming, but there's going to be just Kasani sitting in his face at all times. He can't push him out without a rotation. Mikey's still just level 5.
About 3 heroes here on the mid. They're going to try and go for Bryle. They get the kickback into the Dream Core, but Bryle's able to turn with the Dragon Tail. Ancient Seal and Refire down onto Mikey. Mikey's gone.
Tombstone's an issue.
See if they can finish up Bryle. He's going to go for the TP out. He's out of there. Back to the fountain. He'll survive. Shopify Rebellion, they'll get Ahri. But they lose Mikey once again, and they're unable to take down Bryle.
They're destroying this puck. Whitemon will be able to get away. And DK, I mean, what a play there from Bryle. Great TP. Just able to get away.
They're trying to go all in on this tower in the mid now.
They're playing very fast with their moves. And they've secured free farm now for Tomato up top after the first few waves.
Whitemon see if he's able to get some sort of a glimpse. He will. Saberlight. Back up to the high ground into the Dragon Tail. It's Ancient Steel first, actually. Use the silence, then they'll follow up with a stun. More than enough damage to take out Saberlight, especially with Kasani TPing over to help out as TSM continue to be full focus around this mid area and continue to maintain this kind of 2 to 3k gold lead already at 9 minutes in.
Beautiful moves. Honestly, these supports, they're absolute killers this game. 3 points now in silence for Ahri. Whitemon off to a great start here. He's part of all 8 kills on this Disruptor.
Yeah, playing super active.
And not quite enough damage there. We see some Shopify. They need to be able to break the coil in particular to try to bring down this tanky DK. And Bryle, he nearly has Blink Dagger already finished up. That's huge. Yeah, he's highest damage on the Disruptor already. Whitemon. Good stuff from him.
They're going to try for Bryle. Didn't work out last time, and I don't think it's going to work out this time either. They'll drop the Tombstone. And they'll focus it down. The Tombstone's now gone. Now they'll drop the Dream Coil. They're really throwing everything they can at this Dragonite to try and kill him, but they really just can't. He's still alive here, Fly still trying to go for it. Finally, they'll take him down, but it requires Arteezy to come across as well as Saberlight. They have to throw everything at him. They do get him, but once again, it's not without casualties of their own as Mikey dies again. And maybe they'll lose more. Kasani's in with the Rolling Thunder. He's got the angle to control Saberlight. They lose 2, maybe even another. The glimpse is there. They brought back Arteezy. He'll get the Enrage off, and he'll try and at least bring some heroes down with him. Looks towards Ari. Ari attempting to go in with the Dukes will fall. And in fact, with this haste rune, Arteezy's going to be able to continue to run. Thunderstrike's there.
No glimpse, no stun.
He's actually able to get out. All right, Arteezy survives and picks up a kill on the way out.
But look at Bryle. He actually TPs his way toward top. They might be able to catch another hero here. Mikey, he just got up here. This is crazy how fast both teams are playing. TSM.
Abrupt. The opening stun. Oh, quick jump with the orb. He's going to get hit by the Ray Fire.
He tried to juke he saw Tomato charging up the stun for a second, tried to juke it there with a little jaunt play there, but Tomato actually stopped and canceled it. TSM making the better move so far.
Yeah, Mikey really struggling in this game. And even Saberlight's falling behind on net worth as well.
Absolutely.
We'll see here again. I mean, Arteezy, lucky to have that haste rune, gets away with just running in at the 4 of them, well, after being involuntarily glimpsed back, of course, but makes the most of it. Gets a kill, and he's out of there. He's a speedy bear.
He's the one who's farming. He's having the best game on Shopify, but every other core on the side of TSM is looking amazing. Yeah, Shopify, they're struggling on the other 2.
Yeah. Gonna need some sort of opportunity to get Mikey back in on this. Falling behind.
It's tough for him to protect himself. The fact that there's a DK Blink, there's a level 4 silence on Ari. I see he's queuing up the Witchblade. This could be one of those games where you might just have to queue up a Yules, queue up that Aeon Disc relatively early to try to protect yourself versus all this aggression. Great stuff so far from TSM. And Tomato nearly having Relic, so he's going to be able to match that farm pace of the Ursa, even though Arteezy has the Battle Fury first. Ari.
It's going to be quick with the silence. Backup's coming in for TSM. They'll lose Ari. Kasani. See what they can go for here. There's already the wraparound. Arteezy, he's just going to be able to walk straight onto Whitemon. Still gets caught by the Rolling Thunder underneath the tower as well. Arteezy taking heavy damage. He'll get the Enrage off. Static Storm comes to an end, and Arteezy is still able to get his ult off. As Arteezy lives, Shopify Rebellion now starting to take some huge fights in their stride. They get 3 kills, and this time around TSM, they were not set up to take this one.
Honestly, Arteezy's being super clutch. This is an Ursa going Battle Fury that's showing up to fights. He's part of 6 of their kills.
That's the crazy thing, really. He's doing so much to recover a game in which his mid and his off lane are essentially suffering. And it's not easy to do that on the hero that he's playing, as you say, in Ursa, just with a lone Battle Fury, but he's making the magic happen. 5 kills already picked up by Arteezy.
Yeah, this is really good. I mean, that haste rune was definitely a blessing for him, but he's been able to find some really good kills to be able to respond back versus TSM's overwhelming aggression. It feels like TSM, whenever they match up versus Shopify, it's like something kicks in their head. They just have some type of steroid, it seems like. It just forces them to play very well when they are versus Shopify.
Yeah, they're really keeping Shopify on their toes this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bryle, Ari, they're the kill combo. Eyes on them. Who are they going to find? They have great offensive vision at the moment. If they find Mikey, it's just a free kill.
For sure. Any of the core kills will feel good. Just keeping Mikey or Saberlight behind.
Mikey, he's caught.
And once they get the connection, not a lot you can do.
Nope.
Dragon Talon's the full combo of Ari. That's pretty much going to kill any of the heroes on the map right now.
Bottom, crit. Waiting on the sidelines here.
They're going to drop the Static Storm.
He's just ditching.
Not really a whole lot they can do to help Saberlight. They'll try and push his way out with the Sprout. And they'll commit with the Rolling Thunder. Saberlight dead again.
Immediately into the tower too. Bryle has the ult still active. And I mean, look at top. They're setting up. They see Arteezy very far forward. It's just such quick.
Is there going to be any way out of this? Get his ults off. Fly. See what he can do to help out. The glimpse will be on Arteezy. Immediately goes for the TP. He knows there's nothing else to stop it.
Oh my God.
Arteezy, he's coming in clutch in this game so far. He really is. This is not an easy game for him, but he is doing everything.
And he tips Whitemon. He's like, you want to high-five me? Oh, what a play again, Arteezy. He really is just absolutely coming in clutch. Unbelievable stuff from this man, even though they're... honestly, TSM, they're making all the right moves.
They
they're
are.
moving super quick.
Their 3 cores, of course, are progressing very nicely, but something about this Ursa just keeps being a little too tricky for them to catch. Big items, of course, flying out for TSM. Tomato's got his Radiance done.
Yep, they're super farmed. We see Saberlight. He's doing the... I haven't seen this too much from Nature's Prophet lately, maybe because we haven't seen him as much, but he's blocking the camps. So you see Tomato, he finishes Radiance, goes to a triangle. They laugh at him. They just block both of them with those treants. But again, TSM, they want to be aggressive.
For the combo once again.
Sure do. Crit's going to scout him, though.
Yeah. Oh, Crit, he's going in.
He's dead.
I mean, I guess he just chose death.
Trying to get some type of like silence and play with the Nature's Prophet ult, but
I mean, he was doing it on his own there. I mean, at the least, him sort of offering up his life means that everybody else stays safe. Shopify Rebellion are able to get it elsewhere. And, you know, if he can force them to drop the Mystic Flare combo on him, then it's at least, what, 40 or... Well, I mean, I know it's a short call, 60 seconds of peace on the rest of the map. Just another ult dropped. It's just for a support. Maybe they can get Arteezy this time. They get the glimpse back. He's still got the ult though, and with sort of static sim you already used, Sandstorm already used, they're not going to even try and kill the Sursa.
Whitemon.
That Crit's here to help out. Delivers Whitemon straight into the claws of Arteezy.
Good play from Crit. 11 to 15, 26 kills in these 16 minutes.
All right.
Super fast paced. I mean, Mikey just still having a very, very slow start. Witchblade's done. Queuing up that Blink Dagger next, but still, if he gets caught, if he gets initiated on, he's just deleted.
Ooh.
It gets scanned.
Will they get here in time? Yeah, they know it.
Kasani's just in.
He's going to start things off with the Rolling Thunder. Oh, the bash of Roshan already causes some issues for Arteezy. Have to put the ult. We'll get knocked out of the pit. Kasani continues to come in with the angle to control him. The Disarmer's got Arteezy's attempting to run in the river. Indeed, Crit and Fly, they're controlling Bryle. Bryle's taken out, and Arteezy's going to be able to get over to the back of a Mike, and Arteezy just turns. He stands his ground. Takes out Kasani there with the help of Mikey. And Crit and Saberlight, they're not done yet. They're looking over towards the back lines, closing in on Ari. So if they can get this roll forward, they can. As Shopify Rebellion take 3. I mean, TSM, they tried to put a stop there to the Roche attempt. They succeed in doing so, but it cost them 3 heroes. And once again, they're not quite able to kill Arteezy.
How does he keep doing this? I mean, Kasani tries to commit for him fully, but
he was so close.
He knows his strength. He turns perfectly, is able to get the connection. A little bit of lifesteal as well from Possessed Mask, perhaps adding up, and they get the catch on the side. They found
it again here. I mean, as you say, he's just full control on Bryle as Bryle's desperately trying to take out the Tombstone. Unsuccessful, and then here Arteezy making the call to just turn around, stand his ground, and just beat down onto Kasani.
Honestly, he has like, what, 70 HP at some point. I think it actually is Possessed Mass lifesteal that perhaps...
Tomato.
They're
trying to fight this Tomato and Whitemon, but it's just the 2 of them. A dangerous part of the map there for them to look to take a fight in, and it'll cost them Whitemon's life. Just another kill fed into to the reach of Arteezy. He's getting more and more out of this.
Oh, and he has BKB. He is unbelievably strong to stand his ground now versus this Pango, versus the Radiance mission, everything too. Even versus this Skywrath. Sometimes these silences can trip up an Ursa. It hasn't happened at all. I mean, Arteezy playing a literal flawless game on this Ursa, it feels like. Even though TSM playing so fast, so aggressive, this Ursa's still fat.
I mean, yeah, they're still farming excellently. We're starting to see, Saberlight and Mikey beginning to catch up, at least with the likes of Kasani's Pango.
Saberlight has Aghanims level 12 now also. So that route definitely going to come into play. Bryle, he has Blink BKB, so he's much safer also.
Oh, and they're going in. They're going for Bryle. But indeed, the BKB's out straight away. Step forward from Arteezy, he'll commit an aggressive as well with the BKB to take down Whitemon.
Can they force the Roche?
You could consider it here.
Tombstone was used. They've got Flesh Golem.
And Crit wants to try and find a kill first.
Oop.
Got eyes on Ari. Kasani, he's going to roll in. He thinks they're going for the pit. But they're not quite yet.
Oh, bit of a wasted Rolling Thunder.
A little bit, and they just come in with the wraparound. Arteezy gets straight on top of Ari.
And Kasani,
he's got to get out.
Find him. Crit, looking for the angle.
He's going to get the connection onto Tomato. Kicks him back over towards Arteezy. We'll see how hard they can go in on the Wraith. Can they block off his escape here with the Sprout? Bryle, he's got the Dragon Tail Stone onto Crit. Wraith Fire Blast as well from Tomato. They take down the Earth Spirit. Arteezy flying. Saberlight, they'll continue to chase. They're in with the Waiting Wrist Silence. It's a godlike here for Arteezy as he claims the life of Kasani.
can't even turn and punish him. Bryle's thinking about it, but unable to. A BKB immediately used there from Bryle. Only just protects him. Arteezy, his BKB gets him significant kills, and now, without that Pangle, they might just be able to force that Roche.
Yeah, and this time round, they should get this without any interruption.
Super impressive stuff. Arteezy holding the team together. Of course, the jumps from Crit, it's what we've come to expect from his Earth Spirit. Finding these targets over and over again. Sometimes giving his life, but for the cause. TSM, of course, still in a very comfortable spot. We see Tomato very farmed up, but I mean, Arteezy's just really making magic happen.
Yeah, a real sort of textbook demonstration of how to just kind of bring your team back into the game as an Ursa with just a Battle Fury alone, and even in points pre-Battle Fury. You know, he knew he had to sort of take these risks, make these crazy plays, and it's absolutely working out here for Shopify Rebellion, now taking the lead.
It's starting to get some itemization to perhaps protect Mikey. Like you said, Mikey, he's going very greedy route. Blink, Witchblade, he's even just going to go for status resist rather than going for the Yules or for that AN disc that we've seen sometimes versus these instant silences. But he's got a Glimmer Cape, I believe, finished for Crit, so they will be trying to bail him out of these situations, at least with that. Kasani, Diffusal, Vanguard is done. Now he's got a Blink Dagger, so easier forms of initiation for this Pango, but can still just get silenced. So the silence in these roots are very disruptive versus Pango. We've seen this approach a couple times here from Shopify to handle these Pangoliers. Arteezy level 15, Tomato also 15. Super close game, but this Ursa, he's large and in charge at the moment. For TSM, I want to see like Bryle and Ari in particular continue to be grouped up and looking for these type of pickoffs, but Shopify isn't really giving them opportunity for pickoffs at the moment. They're staying grouped up for the most part.
Yeah.
Looking as 4, and then just using the Wrath of Nature to come in afterwards and follow.
And they're not afraid to fight.
No.
At all at this point, especially with the Aegis and the BKB Blink on Arteezy.
They've got very good vision right now, too, on Shopify. Yamato will walk... He's a little sus about the triangle here. I see White Man drawing the circle. He's like, I think they may have invaded our area. Tomato going a very aggressive build here.
Do they want to dive for tier 2?
The answer is yes.
Tease out the BKB at least.
Mikey still has vision in that triangle.
He's got the control on Whitemon. They're going to be able to delete the Disruptor without Whitemon getting off a single spell.
Those wards that they just placed when they swooped over. And yeah, no BKB now for Bryle.
They could go again.
He's got to be careful of his position.
Yeah, Arteezy straight in. He's going to get it onto Bryle. Crit rolls forward. They'll drop the Mystic Flare and the Ancient Seal onto Arteezy, but it won't be enough to kill him. He's glimmered up, pots the BKB, tries to look towards Kasani, but Kasani's away with the Rolling Thunder.
Good reset there from TSM. They see the Tombstone down, they see the BKB from the Ursa, they just move away. They have vision. Mikey still looking for a jump here. 3-man coil.
See if they follow up with the Stabilize, getting in on the back lines. They're going on top of Kasani. The silence as well. Kasani's locked down. He'll get the shield crash off, but he'll still fall. As Kasani's gone. See Arteezy trapped in the Static Storm for now, but it comes to an end, and again another Glimmer helps to reset the Ursa. Heal up as well with the Soul Rip. Arteezy's perfectly fine. They find 3 kills and get the pressure onto the tier 2 tower.
They're really starting to just cruise here now. Mikey, a beautiful grab. I mean, this vision that they placed from earlier, it catches vision of them for like a split second on there, and he actually gets 3 heroes perfectly grabbed with the follow-up of Crit.
I mean, this tower looks to be going down.
Just forcing the BKB of Bryle earlier really pays off massively. Rolling, and that in the Rolling the Thunder, so that they can't actually take the fight there on TSM. Tomato, as we said, he's gone for Shadowblade. So he has Blink Shadowblade. It means he doesn't have that protection versus all these spells and these heroes that just jump on him. Great place from Shopify to solidify their lead.
They're really starting to slip behind here, TSM.
Hey, these wards, they're really massive. Just that vision around the triangle has gotten them a massive amount of momentum. And now we're seeing Mikey, okay, Kaya, and then he queues up the Aeon Disc. I was going to say, like, he might still go for the Sanj build just because how good the status resist this game is, but does want to be able to have that protection versus the instant initiations. TSM, they're going to smoke. They're going to look for something. They have to try to sneak into this triangle area somehow and get a wraparound.
See who they can catch. Brawl and Whitemon.
The Aegis is still available for 20. They can time this. It'd be huge. Mikey, they see him.
They're going to go for him. Everything on the puck.
And they'll get crit.
They'll get crit controlled as well.
Whitemon's looking for a next target.
A fly's already out.
Gets the glimpse. BKB will be forced.
Yeah, RTZ not messing around. He knows that they're coming at him with the full 5 map.
That was a cute play there from Whitemon, though. The tumblers over the cliff line there to try to get the additional grab. Nice jump, nice wraparound from TSM to find Mikey.
And do you like this from RTZ rather than going for sort of the basher, just going for defensive, wants to get himself a Lincoln's?
It's great versus the instant DK stun and the Skyras silence, and even versus Glimpse, so he doesn't have to waste BKB perhaps in some situations. I saw he was debating a lot of items. He had Basher queued, then he had AC queued, now he's decided on the Lincolns.
TSM, they're going to go for more.
They'll find another. Nice grabs from TSM.
RTZ. Going to try for Kastani. They do have
Root's
the
there.
root as well, and crit. He'll roll in. Another kill here for the bear.
Sursa. He really is doing so much work for them. Tomato going for crit. Crit's a bit tanky though. But there's
Pull him up,
backup.
but yeah, there's so many of them here. Browse him with the Dragon Tail stun. Another support to be taken down.
Nice play from Tomato. I'm glad I see him queuing up the BKB next. I saw he had AC queued after Shadow Blade. I was a little worried, but yeah, I'd imagine he does go for it. And Mikey, can they get the catch onto him? He's being tricky. Almost the Aeon disc finished up for Mikey.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
TSM still sticking in this area. Bryle, ult is active. Ari's here too. Saberlight's just TPing in. Mikey will force the BKB.
Yeah, Brawl's just straight out.
Can Ari get away? Looks like he will. He'll sneak himself out of there. BKB popped on the DK. There's no coil available, but feels like Shopify might just look to run at him anyway. That BKB is so crucial to be able to protect Bryle. Very fast-paced game from both sides still. 23-20, 27 minutes.
Crit. It's going to be able to bait out the static storm. RTZ just jumps straight over towards Whitemon. As Crit is able to survive through this, to get the glimmer off, Crit's going to be perfectly fine.
He's in for more.
He's in for more.
Stunned up.
And he's going pretty deep here, up to the high ground. They'll punish him for that one. Will not get away with rolling in under the tier 3s quite yet.
Tries to. You can see how hard they're trying to force the issue there on Shopify because they know the BKB DK's down. They'll get the trade. 1-for-1 on TSM. Gem now being picked up on the side of Shopify. Want to get rid of some of this vision, and they do have Aeon Disc now on Mikey, and Arteezy's looking like he wants to go in.
He really is. I mean, he knows he's pretty unkillable right now.
BKB.
I'll turn towards Tomatoes. Tomato's going to be able to get out with the Shadow Blade. RTZ will opt to get out with the remainder of the BKB, but the BKB's not going to last long enough. All right, a little too aggressive this time from RTZ, and that's a whole lot of money going into the pockets of Tomato.
The dream kill for them. Tomato has now claimed that top net worth spot, and they now have momentum. 60 seconds without that Ursa. What can they find? Mikey, though, makes a solo play. Can they catch this puck?
Oh, Mikey's going to try and catch them.
Or
he's going to get caught by the Ray Fire Blast. Neon Disc will protect him. Kasani and Tomato continue to chase, jump forward. They got anything to catch him out of this phase? If they do,
sure
again, Kasani with the pass by of the Rolling Thunder locks him down. And Brawl, he's even looking for Fly. And he's got to deal with the fact that there's 3 of them on top of him. He's trying to take down the Tombstone. He'll get it off now. He might still get Fly from this. The question is if he can get out. Now Fly's actually able to heal a bit.
And now Bryle.
I mean, he's dead. Oh,
People just trading lives.
It's getting a bit crazy now with both teams losing cores in probably places where they shouldn't be losing them.
Lots of solo plays coming out here. So Arteezy making the solo play, then we see Mikey make the solo play, then we see Bryle make the solo play.
Okay.
Roche, it's up. Tomato.
He's in.
He's going to start it. Level 20 now also. He's now got a good chunk lead there over the Ursa since that downtime.
I mean, and that kill.
huge.
Bumped him up about at least 1,000 gold ahead. A lot of money.
Shopify's going to look to fight.
He's getting in. He's going to go straight on towards Tomato, but they need detection. Sentry's going to... They've got to detect. They do. There is enough to take him down once, but Kazani's in again with the Rolling Thunder. BKB popped by Arteezy. He's attempting to stay on top of Tomato the second time around, but the BKB from Arteezy comes to an end.
He's in trouble.
Thunder catches him. Ray Fire Blast to follow. They're focusing now on the bear, and they'll get him. As Arteezy falls out for 70 seconds, Mikey, he's going to jump in, gets the two-man Dream Coil. He's looking towards Tomato. He's going to Ogre Steel Turbo to high ground. The uphill miss. Tomato, he's getting away. The blink step. Tomato, he'll live.
Tomato!
As he gets out of there, Whitemon gets the space to take down Saberlight. Mikey will at least clean up Ari on the way out. I mean, Roshan still being taken down here slowly by the skeletons. Up to the high ground. They go as they'll take out Fly as well. I mean,
TSM.
Tomato living. The Ogre Steel Totem, the high ground miss, and then the blink out. He gets away.
All right, this item is so insane. He's actually able to reset away. Ursa dies again. They're not committing for the Roche, though. It's 2,000 HP. They have the numbers. They're waiting for the Wraith King.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, these last couple of sort of events, though, they're painful for Shopify Rebellion. Arteezy after having such a clean start, these couple of deaths, they set him back. TSM taking back control of this game. Crit to fall.
Big plays.
And Shopify, they're starting to crumble a bit. These last few moves very disjointed, and TSM punishing it massively. They'll get the space to finish this Roche and grab the Aegis.
I mean, the Lincolns is just getting... I feel like it's just getting punished. It's a few times now we've seen these Lincolns get picked up and then it doesn't feel like it actually does too much. They have too many ways to break it. A huge window now for TSM. Bryle, he's still massive as well. Aghanims is finished, level 19, gonna be going for that Manta next. Continuing to scale. Ogre Seal Totem, what an item.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'll see what they want to go for next, Bryle. Make the jump.
TSM. Definitely very keen to fight. They've got everything at the ready.
Holding on to that shard at the moment, Tomato. Imagine someone's going to want to take that, right? Who's he giving it to?
The thing is, all three cores have it.
Oh.
So, I mean, maybe you just do end up giving it to the Disruptor. The Disruptor and the Skywrath ones are a bit awkward. The Disruptor one has a little bit of merit, but the Skywrath one, it's like you need like the Aghanims and stuff like that to make it really useful. Mikey?
He's going to get the two-man silence and he'll commit with the Dream Coil. Focus on
Undis.
towards Kastani, but the Undis is going to allow him to get the roll-up off. The Static Storm gets laid down. Both the supports flying crit, they're caught in it. As flying crit get punished, the opening's gone onto Arteezy. He'll still be able to get the ult up, but he's been caught by the break. He'll try for the TP, but they'll be able to cancel it. He TP's out, at least attempts to TP out before he puts the BKB, and this could hurt him big time. He's trying to push on for Bryle, but Bryle's able to kite him out, take him down. Arteezy's out of the game. Saberlight's going to go for the BKB TP. He'll make it away. I mean, they get a few kills in return, Shopify Rebellion, but still losing Arteezy yet again. Bryle still staying strong, ready to go for more as he chases down Fly. Tomato heads in to help out as it's another kill for TSM.
These two tanky cores, they're a bit too much for them to deal with. They keep getting these perfect jumps. That's a buyback and a dieback there from Fly. Bryle just scoots over the tree lines there. The Ogre Steel Totem and the Flying Dragon, they're just kiting this Ursa. Excellent fights being grabbed there from TSM.
Oh, and sniping the core. Didn't have anything on right there.
No. But Tomato is just able to scale and scale and scale. He's only got the one death. Arteezy now has died back-to-back a couple times.
In the mid, they will find Bryle.
And that's, I believe, the gem recovered.
It is.
From Shopify.
Gem on the deck. As Crit's able to pick that up.
Can they punish him?
And they're going to try, and they'll succeed. They get the drag back into the Mystic Flare.
They'll get it right back. Oh my god. I mean, we have 2 kills a minute right now, Owen.
Speeding up. And overall, definitely feels like it's favoring that of TSM because it feels like multiple times we're seeing these fights. Tomato's surviving and Arteezy's dying.
Yeah. And Tomato is starting to get some very scary items online, too.
He's huge.
He hasn't even had to use the BKB. He now has a full Orchid. So an extra way to break the Lincolns, more silences to deal with the Puck and the Ursa. Very good itemization so far from him. And Ari He's positioned as a trap here. They're going to TP directly in with Saberlight.
Now go for Whitemon. I mean, Saberlight pots the BKB to stand his ground and take Whitemon down. Kasani's going to be coming in from the side of the Rolling Thunder, but he does get held back by the Agnim's Nature's Wrath for Saberlight.
They're controlling Tomato. Aegis for a minute.
So if they can take down the once, Kasani's in with the backup. Straight away, Arteezy has to commit in with the ultimate to try and finish up Tomato, but again, the Rolling Thunder. Arteezy pots the BKB. It's enough to allow him to take down Tomato. Tomato jumps down to the low ground. Arteezy chases him. He's ready to try and take him out a second time with the call by the bash, the stun. Arteezy, he has to run, but the Radiance is burning him down. The spell rip. Fly keeps Arteezy alive in his final moments.
And now Tomato, he's silenced. He has BKB still.
He's keeping his cool, holding on to it. Now a pop it. Ogre Seal Tome aggressively into the midst of the three of them. He's going to look towards Saberlight. Saberlight gets forced away.
Arteezy.
Tomato continues to try and chase, but the BKB for Tomato comes to an end. Crit. He's caught in the own sprout here from Saberlight. Tomato's just standing his ground. Saberlight healed up once more by the Soul Rip, but Kasani, Braille, and Tomato, they'll be able to bring him out of the game. And Tomato, he's not done yet. They're jumping forward, looking for more. Kasani and Braille on the chase. The bash is there. TSM, they'll take another. Triple kill for Tomato.
Close to getting brought down, but the Ogre Steel totem again to kite him away. He gets his back up.
Tomato's not done.
He sure isn't.
He's going to get in on towards Arteezy. And how much? He's going in the base. Tomato's going for more. Arteezy will turn with the Dragon Tails there. They'll be able to glimpse it back into the Static Storm. They get Arteezy as well. TSM playing phenomenally here.
Holy crap, Tomato. We saw him yesterday versus Liquid with his Naga performance in the early game was phenomenal. This game, no different.
Getting a huge lead now.
He's 25 already. Survives throughout everything there because of that Aegis, because of the kite plays.
Yeah, had some sort of excellent entrances to some of the earlier fights this game, Arteezy, but for the second half of this game, he's just been completely shut down and just not able to find his place in the team fights at all.
They're kiting him beautifully. Like Tomato with his Aghanims just flying over tree lines. And Bryle flying over trends and Tomato just Ogre stealing away and resetting the fights constantly. It's beautiful stuff, TSM. They have a window here for the Rax. 35 seconds, no Ursa.
That's a long time.
And more control coming. Kasane with the Basher now also finished up from earlier in that last fight. Getting difficult for Arteezy.
A full Bloodthorn on Tomato.
He's so farmed. And he's gonna do the disassemble play.
Okay, Nullifier.
Now the Aeon Disc for the puck. Not gonna protect Mikey if he's able to get on top of him. And of course, it's another thing to break that Linken's that Arteezy went for.
Yeah. Incredibly difficult for Shopify Rebellion to take a fight whilst they're behind this much.
14,000 gold lead now at this point. Bryle completely online, scaling. He's very scary too. The supports, even the Nature's Prophet and Puck, they can't deal with the DK. They need the Ursa to deal, it feels like, all the damage in these fights at this point. It's becoming too much for Arteezy to deal with.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Relentless aggression.
I'll see where they wish to go next here, TSM.
Shopify still gonna look to make the move. Arteezy breaks.
This is risky. They feel that they're forced to try and do this. Tomato, he's just gonna go straight in. They get caught by the early silence. Steel Totem's back to reset himself for now. They'll turn with the Nullifier on towards Arteezy. Dream Collet's down, only onto the one of them. Nature's Wrath to follow up. Crit, he'll roll in and lay down the Magnetize. Whitemon will fall. They'll deal with the two supports quickly, and they'll take down Tomato the first time.
He's isolated.
So they're going to go for a second time. He's able to get the BKB and the blink off to the side. Crit and Arteezy, they're looking to chase. He'll turn, go for the stun, he'll opt for the BKB, TP out, but the bash is there. There's Tomato. He'll get taken out. He's down for 100. Shopify Rebellion able to force the fight that they desperately needed.
He spent his gold. And Saberlight might find another. He's got the leash.
Kasani.
Holy crap.
They've caught him.
I mean, Mikey.
He also does not have buyback. 150 gold short on Kasani as well.
Saberlight actually did way more damage than I would have expected him in that fight. Look at Mikey and Saberlight. They're the ones who actually hard carried that one. 3-man coil into the follow-up with the Wrath of Nature and right clicks.
All right, I mean, straight down the mid for this.
They should be able to just get a Rax here.
A minute without Kasane and Tomato.
Holy moly, what a game.
I'll see how much they're able to push with this Shopify Rebellion.
Bryle, he buys out.
That's the fortification. 5 versus 3 here on the push. I think they're going to realize soon as well that these buybacks aren't coming in.
Got to be able to get a trade back.
Crit.
He's hunting. Gets stunned.
I mean, they can save him here. They have the glimmer and the jump forward.
Arteezy's in.
He's going straight in. He's going to be able to take them down outside the fountain. He gets the two of them. That was a buyback, a dieback from Kasani.
An instant dieback. And now Bryle, he's alone.
He'll get the second kill, but he has to put the BKB. It's 2 versus 3 here. Arteezy's ready to get in. Jumps in onto Bryle. Bryle will put the Manta, but he's gone as well.
He doesn't have gold for buyback. He's 400 short.
I mean, this is crazy. The back and forth with this game, and now how quickly it's just gone back into the hands of Shopify Rebellion. They find this opportunity in sort of a period of time where the buyback situation is not ideal for TSM until they'll lose that full set of racks. Shopify Rebellion, they'll hold back for now, but they'll be able to clean up a second sort of tier 2 on this top lane. Roshan's going to be back up in 30 seconds, but without that, just completely closing up that lead that TSM created. It's now pretty much back down to dead even.
Insane stuff. Mikey, he's now hit level 25. So now he has the Dream Coil pierces the magic immunity as well to keep these people in place through their BKBs. Roche, 20 seconds.
Yep.
DK's not going to be up. Pango's not going to be up. How does TSM contest this?
Full Abyssal Blade on Arteezy. He's able to get back to continue his progression with his build.
This is wild stuff. Aditi is spawned bottom as well.
Overwhelming blink for Mikey.
I mean, Mikey, some unbelievable coils. I think, what, a couple 3 or 4-man coils have absolutely caught TSM off guard.
Yeah, I mean, a brutal one then, you know, getting in as deep as they were beyond the Ancient and just blowing up Kasani pretty much as instantaneously as he brought back into the game.
And Arteezy, who was level, the Wraith King was level 25. Arteezy was 21. Now Arteezy's 25 and the Wraith King's still 25. Now a Roshan, Arteezy, gonna be able to get handed that Ags.
And not one that we typically see being taken, right? This talent on Ursa.
Nope, almost never.
Yeah, he's a team player, Arteezy.
I actually have never seen.
Yeah, I think
I literally have
the
never
pick
seen
rate,
anyone
it was
take
incredibly low percent.
Okay, interesting.
I mean, it might save someone. You never know. Might be able to keep his team alive.
And he has a DD now for the next fight too, with the full Aghanims. He has spent his gold. He buys the shard as well. So wants to be able to get the benefit there from the Enrage too. What a wild game we have. It's still keeping up with the 2 kills per minute.
Yeah, and with the swings we've had so far, even though they've got the lead right now, Shopify Rebellion, it does not mean that TSM are out of this one.
No.
Every reason to believe we could have another crazy fight that just turns this game on its head once more.
I mean, we should honestly take a look at this Dota Plus graph before this fight kicks off.
And up and down.
It's all over the place. AoE Dragon Tail is there. They're looking for a flank.
There's some incredible swings.
Just incredible choices to take the fight to Mikey. He sees. Mikey also, for the next fight, he has an Arcane Rune. We've seen what he's been able to do getting these catches. Octarine Arcane.
A quick breather here.
Look how calm and cool they look, even though this game is absolute chaos. Arteezy's hair, I think, shows like a good example of the chaos of the game, though.
I mean, TSM with this smoke. Honestly, this is coming at a time and from an angle where, I mean, how prepared will Shopify Rebellion be for this sort of play? Do you think they're going to know this is coming for them?
It might catch them off guard.
Sure.
But they have ways to protect themselves so many different ways. Unless Mikey gets unless he gets instant nullified with a stun.
I mean, that's going to be kind of the ideal way that this plays out for TSM, if they can indeed disable and take down the puck.
They seem to know something's up.
They're going to sell for the courier. The Shopify Rebellion's going to know that something's coming their way.
Arteezy standing on a ward. Mikey jumps in.
White Money's able to turn, get the standing from, they get the Dragon Tail off onto Mikey. They've got him caught in the Mystic Flare. He's able to get out to the side, though. He's still alive, Mikey.
Crit saves him.
2 supports dead on TSM. Shopify Rebellion, they'll be able to continue this cleanup.
Oh my god, Crit. He just hit 20. He gets the Geomagnetic Grip ally talent and saves Mikey out of that Disruptor ult.
And they'll clean up. Bryle's gone. Only Tomato that's able to get out of that one.
They have no buybacks.
I mean, always a bit of a risk, right, to sort of take out a Curry in that situation. You give up so much information, and immediately, you know, Shopify Rebellion, they were full alert as soon as Fly's Courier got sniped.
And they see Tomato there for a second. He's alone. They want to jump him, thinking about it.
I mean, again, it's one of those situations, there's no buybacks.
They're just going to commit. I mean,
this may even just be game over. But we'll see how much they can do. I mean, Tomato's pretty much on his own.
What a play from the Earth Spirit.
They don't get anything from that smoke, TSM. And they may have just lost everything.
Tomato versus the world. He's gonna have the 2 supports soon, but Mikey is trying to zone them.
They got to do something. Tier 4s are gone. Shopify Rebellion, they're onto the H of Tomato. He's going to try. He gets in, but the BKBs are popped. Tomato completely controlled. Let's see what he can do on his second life. He's got the BKB. They get the Static Storm down onto Arteezy, but Arteezy turns with the Missile Blade onto Tomato. He's trying to get out of the silence. He'll again get pulled out to the side. So he's perfectly fine. Tomato has to reset the fountain. They dive in. As they kill him off in the fountain, it's game over. GG is called. Shopify Rebellion will take this game 1.
What a quick series of events that was. One slip up there from TSM standing together. Shopify with the smoke. Wow. I mean, great look at him. He's like, holy crap, that was
a real back and forth in that. I mean, sort of a great early game for Shopify Rebellion. I mean, for Arteezy in particular. And then sort of came into this mid game where TSM, they were completely taking over.